Hello everyone. So today, I'm gonna do a little Twisted review, or another little Twisted review. I got the brothers in yesterday, and I'm so very excited. But I'm like, okay, I really only need to open one right now. So I'm just like, so I'm gonna go ahead and open Floyd, first, because I looked at my space situation and yeah, I'm running out of a little bit of space, so I'm gonna have to be like a little bit more selective of what I open up until I can make more room, which is bad. I mean, which isn't a bad thing, because I can always, like, some of my other nendoroids, I can always, like, you know, put them away and shelf them for a little bit, because I just have a tendency to have all of them out everywhere. But yeah, it's just going to take some time. So I was like, okay, he's new, haven't seen him anywhere, nobody reviewing him, so let me go ahead and open up Best Boy Floyd. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. He is like on my top tier list of characters on Twisted Wonderland. He is designed after Flotsam, and his brothers after Jetsam. They're the secondary villains from Little Mermaid. They're the eels. So I absolutely loved their character design. Which them and the character Lilia, their character designs really got me into the game. So anyways, here is his box. He's nendoroid 1887. I don't think I've said numbers recently in the videos. He has a nice little, all the Twisted Wonderlands have like their nice, like, have a nice, like, particular design based on their dorm. So, here's his. It's nice and purple. You got that on the back and the sides, and then the front, the bottom and the top and the front are all black. And then you have your Aniplex logo, and then your Disney Twisted Wonderland. Of course, these are limited edition, so they're very kind of harder to get your hands on. You can either hack the proxy, which I've done some before. This one actually I pre-ordered off of a Nen game, so and you can pay later. So thus far, Nen game's been great to me. So I still have to try out Hobby Genki at a certain point. I think the only thing that people have an issue with Nen game is that after a while, they'll start lifting the price for the aftermarket price. But with these being so limited, like, they're still kind of, sometimes it's easier to get a hold of them via paying a little bit extra than it would be for you to try to find it through proxy. At least that's how I kind of felt when I got my Deuce nendoroid. Anyways, back to Floyd. He did come with his special little cam badge, if you can see that. It's really super cute. I'm like, I don't need to start collecting straps and stuff to do another Eat-A-Bag, because I have all this kind of stuff to do Eat-A-Bags, and I just can't find a bag that I like to put them on. And I do have this that I have on my cell phone. I took it off so I could film. Just to show you that he is one of my favorites. Anyways, I think I'm stalling because I'm excited but a bit nervous at the same time. Anyways, let's go ahead and open this guy and see what he's like. I think I'll do him in this video, and then maybe I'll do his brother later on and, like, compare the two and post them together once I get everything figured out space-wise. But anyway, let's get to looking at him.
All right, so here he is, all opened up. As you can see, he comes with his default face, which I kind of don't know how I feel about his eyes going to one side. I think he's still cute, but I still would have liked something where his eyes weren't so far to one way. So you can pose him with his default face and kind of like looking straight forward. I know they kind of did that with Jade, where they kind of made his eyes more centered in his nendoroid form, compared to the design on the buttons. But anyways, he comes with, of course, a closed-eyed smile. And then, of course, the piece de resistance, his crazy pissed off face. I feel like I'm going to be using that a lot. He also comes with an alternate leg, alternate arm parts. He's got like a little 2 trays, and then 2 different drinks that he can serve. He also his hat came on with an extra blister, which comes with his nendoroid base and an extra neck peg. Now I went ahead and I looked ahead of time at the instructions, because Azul had a part on his hair where it pulled off and his hat pegged in, but it seems like Floyd and Jade are not going to have that. So the hat is just basically shaped like the inside of their hair. So you probably could use it on different nendoroids. It would just have to be like a similar head shape, I would think. Anyways, let's go ahead and take him out and get him in a couple of different poses, shall we? And here he is in his first pose. I actually really like this, to be completely honest. I didn't think I would, but it's the default pose on the box. So he has where he has an extra arm that shows his hand going into his pocket. So he has a pocket arm. And then he has the 2 arms that are supposed to be the serving tray arms, but you can use it as a bent arm. Those are the only arms that actually have the slit in them, which I'm really surprised. Like all the arms, even the default long arms, don't have the normal split in it that they've been doing with recent nendoroids. So I'm actually like pleasantly surprised with that. But I just switched his hand out with his default hand. Now I will say you need to be careful. This is a little bit, it does feel a little bit bendy, but just be very careful with that strand of hair and the scarf. I slid that on in fear. The only other thing that really concerns me is the hat itself. It does fit on, but you kind of have to like, or at least I did, I had to kind of like move it around to where it felt like it fit in. But even then he has like a strand of hair in the center of his head that I'm just so concerned that paint will scratch off eventually from it. So just be careful when you're moving him around. Like if you have to move him, I would suggest taking the hat off, and then if you're wanting to display him with the hat, put the hat on after you're done posing him and everything, and you're not going to move him anymore. But this is super cute. Like I said, I do wish they had more of a like a straightforward default face, but I just love his teeth, his little shark looking teeth. Anyways, that's the first pose. We're going to get him in. I think we'll do the serving pose next. So we shall be right back. And here is his next pose. As you can see, the drinks don't have a place for you to peg them in, but it's not that difficult to kind of balance them. The hands are already attached to the plates, so that makes it a little bit easy as far as like posing him with this. I think his brother comes with a teapot and tea. I'd like to think that Floyd is actually serving alcohol. It goes better with his more, since he's the sloppier of the twins. Anyways, I thought I also wanted to do this pose because I just wanted to take the moment to look at his hair. Like, his hair is so pretty. Like, I just absolutely love his hair. And just so you know, when you do switch out the faceplates, his hair is a little hard to get open because you have this one strand right here, but you have nothing really to hold on this side. So I basically just took and pushed this part near the center, and it came right open. But yeah, I like this kind of color anyway, the teal and the purple. But I just think he's so adorable, even in this simplistic pose. I also did get an extra Cancoli special base from Chibi Chop Shop to pose him in. I actually got a really big one by accident, and so I was like, well, let me switch out Cora's with his, since Cora has a lot more going on as far as like her flame and water effect. But anyways, I thought that went with his theme anyway. And you know how like special bases are not your typical Nendoroid bases. Anyways, like I said before, just be very careful with this piece of hair. It always makes me nervous, and just be gentle when you're switching out parts. And with the drinks, I would just make sure that if you're going to display them like this, if you have him, you're going to display them like this, go ahead and have him set up and then put the drinks in his hand before you just let him stay. Like I said, I guess he's more of a Nendoroid to kind of just like, if you're going to pose him like this, you're going to pose him with a hat, you just kind of need to let him sit and leave him alone. Like, don't like move him here or there. I also would be very careful if, I know a lot of the Nendoroid community likes Nendoroid dolls, and I know there's people that like to make the Twisted Wonderland characters into Nendoroid dolls. And with the twins, I would just be careful if you do them. I would almost suggest doing more of the school uniform, that way that you don't have to worry about the hats, because the hats I just feel like would damage the hair over time, because Nendoroid dolls, you're going to be moving them around a lot more than regular Nendoroids. Anyways, enough of the rant. Let's go ahead and get his pissed off pose. Okay, so for the final pose, I decided to do a combination of his crazy face and kind of like an action face of him like holding his magic pen or wand, the things that they actually use in the game. Yeah, I really like this faceplate, which is really funny, but everybody that knows Floyd knows that he can go from happy, silly to like psycho, you better shut up at the drop of a hat. That's what we love about him, and that's really conveyed in this faceplate because it's very specific to him and certain parts of the game. I absolutely love this. I did do a little bent leg just to show you that he comes with it, because I kind of wanted to use a little bit of each part that he comes with. I think I used everything actually. But yeah, like I really do love this Nendoroid. He is a little bit more on the delicate side, which isn't a deal breaker for me. I'm used to dealing with some very delicate Nendoroids, and he's not like the most delicate. I think the thing that makes me the most nervous is the hat, and making sure when you put the hat on that you get it secured. And if it's rubbing the paint, if there's any paint transfer or paint scratches due to that, because I do know from opening up the hairpiece by default is white. It's a white plastic, and it's just painted throughout to give it that the layered look. So you do have to worry about that more than some of the others, because that's like, I know, like nendoroids like Zenitsu, like the plastic is actually yellow, so it's not as bad or as difficult to repair as if like him, where it's a white based plastic and it's painted on top, or all the extra paint is painted on top, because there's always paint on any of them. But anyways, I absolutely adore him. I would highly suggest him, especially if you like Floyd, or you love the Twisted Wonderland designs even. Like, I just think he's such a unique character design. I just really do love him. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to sound bad, but I actually almost like Deuce's Nendoroid slightly better, even though his, I don't feel like it came with as much. I think it's the outfit that does it for me. How well they got the details on the outfit, and just for the simple fact that he's easier to kind of manipulate. I have a tendency to love Nendoroids that have both a good aesthetic and are faithful to the character, but at the same time are easy to assemble. You don't have to worry as much. Like, I love Floyd, but I feel like I'm going to be doing more of like putting him in one particular pose and then just leaving him alone and just looking at him, versus Deuce, where I feel like I could easily take him out and repose him and then put him back, and not get too nervous or have anxiety attacks that I'm going to mess him up or something, if that makes any sense. But then again, it could be just because I really do love Floyd, and if something happened to his Nendoroid, knock on whatever this table's made out of, it would be devastating. Anyways, enough of the rambling. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what Twisted Wonderland character you're either wanting to grab or you're hoping that they do release. I actually hope that they do the teachers as well, because I would like Divas. I think Divas is, I love his design. The Cruella de Vil black and white look. I love his character. I so would love to see him in Nendoroid form. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.